It was the most beautiful painting. So when those aliens teleported in and took it from in front of my very eyes, I was, as you can imagine, devastated.
Save it.
But I'm trying to tell you what happened.
Are you sure you don't want a solicitor?
No. Just take the fun out of it.
It's not a game.
So who's going to be grilling me today? Anyone's going to be better than that muppet from yesterday. What was he, a work experience kid?
D.I. Sanders is not available today, so we've got 2 people coming from London instead. The Chief Inspector would like your consent to talk to them.
And why does he need my permission?
Because they're not police.
No, I really am intrigued.
You see, if you did have a solicitor, they'd probably tell you to say no.
And what makes you think I'll say yes?
Because you don't want to miss a chance to mess with their heads.
I'm here, we can get started.
You must be Kate.
You can call me Miss Nichols.
I'm D.S. Lynham.
Good for you. Where's the suspect?
I'll get someone to show you through.
In your own time.
Rob, one of our guests has arrived.
No. No, 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 no.
No.
I guess you two already know each other.
Have they sent me here to clean up your mess again?
On the contrary, Malcolm, I'm here to dig the police out of a hole.
An Alfie Archer-shaped hole? Me too.
This must be a mistake.
Malcolm Marchmont, forensic linguist. I'm here to make up for your staff's incompetence yesterday.
Ah, Sergeant Hollins. These are the 2 experts the insurance company sent. Can you show them through to the interview room?
Yeah, this way.
Rob,
I've got it. No, really, I've got it.
No, I've got it as well.
just keep an eye on it, will you, mate?
I can open my own doors, thank you.
Chivalry costs nothing.
I'm a modern, independent woman.
Dress like that.
Good holiday.
Yeah, it was fine, thanks.
Hey, you're back. Hey. Oh, I want to hear all about it. Icon at lunch?
Yeah, fine. You really don't like junk mail, do you?
Oh, it's such a waste of paper. If I want a loan, I'll go to a bank. What's up? I've had an offer on the house in Norwich.
Oh, congratulations. Is it a good offer?
Yes, perfectly acceptable. Excuse me.
Where?
It's a surprise.
Where?
I can't just keep saying where.
Where?
Love it, it's killing you.
Look, 2 weeks is a long time to be away. I need to know what to pack. Skis, bikinis, scuba gear.
Just bring something to rub all over yourself.
I didn't know it was going to be that kind of a holiday.
Sun cream.
So it's somewhere hot then?
Things to do.
Oh, read your article online. You made us out to be idiots.
I just wrote what I saw. I mean, it was only my opinion.
I told you things about myself, personal things.
Yeah, none of that was in the article, though, was it?
You said it would show the real me.
I tried digging beneath the surface, but it turns out there wasn't anything there. I did my research, and I tried to find out where the brawn and brains go together, and they don't.
I'm gonna make you pay, Hans.
Well, there have been numerous case studies that say that brainy people never resort to violence, as you're proving right now.
What studies?
Smith and Jones, 1997, they wrote a very influential report on this very subject, which was then later followed up by Wise and Morecambe in 2004. But maybe I got you wrong, Tony. Maybe you're one of the smart ones.
What were you doing in the gallery?
Looking at the paintings, of course.
In the middle of the night?
I can't abide crowds.
That's a pretty unusual thing to do, wouldn't you say?
I have nothing to hide. I sneaked in so that I could spend time alone with that magnificent work of art. When I got back from the toilet, I was horrified to find it had vanished.
And you expect us to believe you?
Well, it's not my problem if you have issues of trust. I'm really looking forward to us working together. You see, I think between us we can solve this terrible crime.
I thought you always worked alone.
But in your case, I'd make an exception. And for her, I certainly would.
How did you get into the gallery?
I hid in plain sight. I went in through the front door.
But there was added security. Cameras, bars on the windows.
Yeah, never trust security, especially in a place that's not used to having it. I posed as a maintenance man. I disconnected the camera in the main gallery, pretending I was fixing them. You can get to the toilets without going through the locked corridor. So when people started heading home, I hid in there. That old boy they have doing the rounds, he's regular as clockwork, which certainly helped. But he's also past it, not very thorough. That's the trouble with art galleries. They always want to employ nice people, not good ones. When he was gone, I lit up.
What about the alarms?
Well, I can disconnect the CCTV system, but you don't think I can manage a smoke alarm? And anyway, those arty types, they love their potpourri. The old man was never going to smell it over that dreadful fragrance. You've got to think about these things when you have the kind of habit that I have. So after a couple of hours, when I was happy I knew the night watchman's routine, I went through to the main gallery. And there it was, the most beautiful of paintings, Water. The last surviving work by Theodore Palinko.
Apart from his companion painting, which you stole from the Markle Gallery in Glasgow.
Well, I think you'll find the jury decided otherwise.
And you expect us to believe you did all this just so you could spend some time alone with a painting?
If you could see the Mona Lisa, without all the crowds, the tourists, the cameras, you'd seize the opportunity, wouldn't you? I moved the chair back just before the night watchman's next inspection. Then the same old routine. Hiding, lighting up, returning and savouring the art. But the final time I came back, the painting was gone.
This is ridiculous.
Why did you let yourself get caught?
Well, I had nothing to hide. Okay, so you can do me for trespassing. I can live with a short suspended sentence for time spent alone with such beauty. Besides, I couldn't get out. The windows were sealed and now had bars on them. The door was locked. And so, I ask you, how is a person, or indeed a painting, expected to escape from that?
Something the others don't quite understand. Infusing.
Something worth having's worth waiting for.
Quite.
Why are you bringing me tea, Heston?
Well, Karen mentioned that you seem a little upset about getting an offer on your home.
News travels fast round here.
You have no idea.
If I sell, it's the end of a chapter, no going back. It's crazy. Because I'm paying rent here, I may as well sell the house and buy somewhere closer.
Is this really where you want to work?
You trying to get rid of me so soon?
Nothing could be further from the truth.
Oh, I just need time to think it over. Now it's all so real. I've got a couple of days off next week. Maybe I'll take a long weekend. Come to a decision.
Sounds very wise.
You're wondering why all this song and dance about a painting. It's not a proper crime.
Oh, it is a crime.
Most police don't think so. Which is why art is an excellent area to operate in.
But the thing is, my daughter is an artist, so I do understand that it's very important to some people.
But no one's really making a fuss because they think they've lost a great piece of art.
Well, why?
Because the Chief Inspector's wife is having a soiree at the gallery tonight. The great and good from miles around are going to be there. She must have pulled a lot of strings to get a painting as prestigious as that hung in Leatherbridge. It was a chance to show off.
And you've messed it up for them.
I told you, it was aliens that took that painting.
Why'd you do it?
I didn't do it.
All right, well, if not this painting, then another one. See, I've met your type before. You can't resist a game of cat and mouse, can you?
The skill is making certain you're the cat.
Even if it is only a painting, we are wasting time and resources indulging you. Time and resources that can be better spent elsewhere.
You're right, of course. Shall we get back in for the next round?
Sorry.
No, it didn't hurt. So my girlfriend said I should have it looked at. She reckoned I might get infected.
Well, she's right. I am going to have to give it a scrub. So how did you do it? Height?
Someone's been spreading lies about me.
So you thought you'd take it into your own hands?
I taught that Holmes a lesson.
Jack?
Do you know him?
Is he alright?
He wrote an article about me and not a word of it's true. He's a weasel. A lying, backstabbing piece of dirt. I didn't hurt him, if that's what you mean.
So, what is this article in?
Okay, let's...
I want to thank you for telling us how you did it. In our earlier interview, I realised there was a topic that bugged you. Trust.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Every time trust got mentioned, your body language betrayed you. Think about it.
Well, it's not my problem if you have issues of trust. Well done, Sherlock. I don't think there's a jury in the land that wouldn't convict based on that.
We're talking about a pattern of behaviour. For instance, you later said...
You see, I wouldn't trust the police to work this one out either.
Fiddling with your fingers, trembling. The very idea of trust makes you uncomfortable, doesn't it? Why is it such an issue with you?
I've had my heart broken too many times.
Your fear of trust makes sense when we put it in context. And Malcolm here hit the nail on the head.
I thought you always worked alone.
For you, I'd make an exception. And for her, I certainly would.
You're anxious about trust. And when we mentioned working alone, you crossed your arms, tried to shut us out. It must be hard having to trust someone else, but that's exactly what you had to do to make this robbery work, and it's tearing you apart. In your mind, the constant doubt. Can you trust that other person?
What other person?
Let's assume you got into the gallery how you said. Once you were there, it was easy. You weren't worried about being caught. You knew you'd enjoy toying with us. To get rid of the painting, well, you'd have to trust your accomplice.
He knows why you're wrong.
He is just an observer.
Ah, but who's he here to observe? Me or you?
Ms. Nichols has made a pretty compelling case.
Tearing you up, isn't it? Wondering what he knows.
If he knew how to conduct this type of interview, he wouldn't still be in uniform.
You afraid to ask him?
No?
Well, from D.I. Sanders' interview yesterday, the CCTV cameras in the corridor were on all night. The night watchman did not take the painting from the gallery.
Water is small. He could have concealed it.
Other than when he was in the exhibition space, the night watchman was always on camera until we arrived and searched him. We didn't find anything. There is no footage of him hiding it.
And so your theory goes up in smoke?
Hey, Jack! I read your article.
Really?
Yeah, about the guys in the gym.
The meatheads.
Leave it mean, won't you?
Truth hurts, Jerry. Anyway, what were you doing reading that?
I was just looking at the magazine's website while I was on my break. I like to keep up to date with what's going on around here, and I saw your name. You're famous. What did the guys in the article think about what you'd written?
They didn't think anything, they're too dumb. Doesn't stop them acting like they're special, though. I thought they needed taking down a few notches.
They've got feelings, just like everyone else.
Not my problem.
I think you're playing with us. Dangling the answer in front of our eyes, assuming we won't see it. Well, I'm here to assure you that your arrogance won't go unpunished.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Stop the wisecracks and you'll be able to.
You understand body language as well as Ms. Nichols here. So it's no surprise you were laying traps for her, playing with your fingers at the appropriate point and so forth. But your language was less controlled. There was something playing on your mind, and it kept bursting through in the way that you spoke. Specifically.
I'd nothing to hide. I hid in plain sight. There's nothing more effective than a good disguise, especially around people who aren't expecting things to be going wrong.
All phrases based around the same theme, concealment, because that's how you did it. The police assumed you wanted to steal the painting. I disagree. You wanted to embarrass the chief inspector, and for that, all you had to do was make the picture disappear, to conceal it.
What?
Would you like to tell our expert why he's talking utter rubbish?
He isn't.
You really are a terrible liar.
I deal in the subtleties of language, find the deeper clues that stare us in the face. I hardly think that this officer is qualified to question my judgment.
Let's hear it, Sergeant.
I was one of the first officers at the scene, and we checked behind all the paintings. Nothing there. Pretty obvious, really.
Obvious.
You're talking nonsense. My theory dictates.
Your theory is nonsense.
Well, that's rich coming from
Now,
you.
now, children!
I didn't.
Play
Do you read tea
nicely.
leaves, or do you just do
Enough.
tarot readings as well?
All of you.
Well, time's running out. Tick-tock, tick-tock. So, have the police got enough to charge me with? Or am I free to go?
Well, you seem a lot happier since you've been back.
Well, a telescope will do that for you.
What?
The Bradford Robotic Telescope, it's amazing.
You went all the way to the Canary Islands to look at a telescope.
I told you about this. Besides, it's not just any telescope.
So did you meet any nice men?
What?
Well, I've heard that Gran Canaria is a bit of a gay hotspot.
I didn't go for sex, Cherry.
Well, you didn't get that tan in the observatory. You must have been on the beach.
It's sunny there. You get a tan just walking around.
I don't suppose we'll ever be able to find you again, will we, once I've let you through these doors?
I like you, Sergeant Hollins. You're not full of yourself like those other two.
Thank you. I'll look forward to the Christmas card.
This has always been about two paintings. Fire and water. That's the clue.
Why are you telling me this?
Moustache. Desperate for a puff. Terrible affliction.
There's going to be all hell to pay at the private view tonight. Chief Inspector's going to be in a foul mood for weeks.
Yeah. Just going to pop out for some lunch.
Thank you.
I saw Jack earlier. I'm worried about him. He seems to be upsetting people.
Oh?
I had a ridiculous situation with Jimmy yesterday. It was all my fault, though. My friend Angelina wanted to go for a drink, and I told him that Jimmy was busy and he wasn't. Anyway, we got it all sorted out, so it was okay.
Good.
Hey!
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So what's up?
Elaine.
So, what type of sunscreen do I need to bring?
Oh, please, stop tormenting me.
Oh, not a chance.
Okay, St. Lucia. We're going to St. Lucia.
Oh, very nice. What's the hotel like?
Oh, give me a rest, woman.
You know, somehow I found it less disturbing when they didn't like each other.
All right, Carlin, what about Elaine?
She's having second thoughts about moving to Leatherbridge.
My initial theory was just to test his reactions. If you hadn't undermined me, I would have questioned him further until he revealed the truth.
We need the room.
Poppycock, you came up with some spurious idea and ran with it.
Can't you do this outside?
Pot kettle! Of course, he was the real problem.
Spanner in the works.
Questioning our authority.
Do you want to know how we did it or not?
What are you talking about?
I've worked it out.
Oh, suddenly everyone's an expert.
Do either of you have a theory that I can go to the Chief Inspector with? It's bad enough that we've lost the painting without having to admit we haven't got a clue how it happened.
Let's hear your work of fiction then.
If we must.
The answer's been staring us in the face the whole time. But you're right about one thing. He wasn't trying to steal the painting. All he wanted to do was make it disappear, so he destroyed it.
Nonsense. How would he get rid of the remains?
The clue is in the title of the two paintings, Fire and Water. One flush, and it was gone.
You can't prove a word of that.
I went to the gallery, I examined the toilet, there was ash on the floor. Now I'll bet you that when that comes back from the lab, it'll be more than tobacco ash. It'll be wood and canvas.
No, I don't believe it.
You can continue your bickering on the train.
Archer loves art. He wouldn't destroy a valuable painting like that.
There's only one thing that motivates someone like Archer, and that's money. Now, if we assume that he's got the companion piece stashed away somewhere, that has now just dramatically risen in value. The last remaining work of a great artist. Hi.
Hospital now. Jack. Oh,
Don't.
Who did this?
Just some kids. They took my phone, my wallet, my cash.
Oh, where's the doctor?
They'll be back in a minute. Please don't fuss.
I don't want you in pain like this.
Mom!
We'll get him. I'll have him banged up. It's all right, son. Do you want to tell me what they look like?
Can't.
You can tell me anything.
They were kids.
Right.
15, 16. And one of them was a girl. Quite a disappointment, I know.
No. Never.
You wouldn't let anything like this happen to you?
6 o'clock tonight, we'll be sipping champagne on the plane. Tomorrow, we wake up with St. Lucia.
Hey, there's loads of wedding packages here. Do you think he's going to propose?
Oh, Daniel, why not? I think they're well matched.
That's lovely. Oh, you're such a good girl.
Is it?
With witnesses silenced by fear, the UCAS team are on the case of a gangland killing. New trick